Do you want more? More time, more balance, more love, more sex, more money, more real, and less bullshit? This is the Women Wanting More podcast with Dr. Karen Osborne. Real life, real stories, plus real tips to get you more of what you want.
Life is short. Life is short, sister. You know, when there's things that happen in the world, I'm very, very mindful at times to not speak into it, or just being really aware that if I do speak into it, which I'm going to with today's podcast episode, that I'm very respectful of what has happened and what's transpired. And so if you're listening to this the day that it comes out, Kobe Bryant and one of his daughters died in a helicopter crash, and I don't even know the words to describe it. Tragic, heartbreaking. My wife instantly goes, my thoughts and my heart instantly goes to his wife and his 3 other daughters. What a significant loss that this is for them. Devastating. And the grief that they'll move through, and so, whether it's something as significant as this or other things, I don't say as significant. Any loss, any tragic thing is a tragic thing, and we all feel it. I think for someone like Kobe Bryant, obviously, one of the best basketball players of all time, very loved, very liked, perhaps maybe we feel a little bit more. Maybe that's just the nature of who we are as human beings, but but here we are. Here we are, delivered a message again of, 41-year-old man with 4 young girls and a wife, and that's it, boom, and we can go to places of it should have happened, it didn't happen. For me, the bigger, and again, I'm being very mindful of how I'm speaking into this, because the last thing I would ever want to do, I don't even know how to explain this. I want to say capitalize on it, but that's not the right thing. I want to be very respectful, that's it. I want to be very respectful of how I speak into this. Because it can be that when these things happen that we hear about, and this can be something in the news, whether it's a sports star or a musician or celebrity, a lot of people that are aware of who this person is, or it could be someone that's like your best friend or the person next door or the, someone that you work with. It doesn't matter. Life is life, right? I don't know if you can hear this, but I'm actually driving past a hospital and there's an ambulance right now as we're speaking into this. There we go. It is the preciousness of life becomes very aware to us when we hear about these events, right? And absolutely, people that are in this experience are delivered that message even closer, of course, right? Because they're going through this, right? His wife, his other 3 daughters, his loved ones, his close friends, and so we can hear these things, and they kind of come, and then they go, and then we get on with our life, and we move on, and unless we were obviously very impacted and very close to whatever that situation is, and then until it comes up again, right? And then we go, oh yeah, life is precious, and hug your loved ones, don't hold back. But you know what? There could actually be something from this that you do absolutely wake up from the sleeplessness that you may be in at this time. And I say this with so much love, because this is so much of us. We've all been there at times. This is the way the world often rolls, is we're just this collective unconscious, and why there is such a shift, a pendulum swing right now to people really beginning to truly awaken to not only who that they are, remembering who that they are, but there you can feel it. There's a shift. Look Look at kind of what's happening. There's, political kind of stuff that's becoming almost like coming to a head with things. Like there is a shift, a palpable shift that is coming, that people are very, very aware and are starting to live a life that's more conscious, that's more, based on intention, that is based in integrity, that they are grateful for the life they've been given. When we see experiences like this in somebody's life, 2 lives, 9 lives, I think someone told me it's actually 9, it was in hell. Anyways, regardless, lives that were taken in an instant, and we go, man, what am I going to do with mine? How am I going to move throughout the rest of my life, however long that might be? Because this is the absolute reality. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. When is that time that it's like, your time here on earth is now ended? Thank you for playing. And will we see this incident that's happened, that so many of us feel, and say, you know what? It's time. It's time for me to not hold back. It's time for me to do these things that I truly desire. It's time for me to become the person that I truly am. It's time for me to face some things. It's time for me to stop lying. It's time for me to awaken. It's time for me to tell the truth. It's time for me to get clear. There is no fucking tomorrow. There's right now, this moment. That's it. That's all you have. Well, when this happens, then I'll be able to do it, or when that... No, that's not actually even the way that it works. Tomorrow never comes for those things. I'll do it when I have the time, I'll be able to actually, quote unquote, work on myself. When I have the money, then I'm going to do that thing of doing that business, investing in myself, taking that trip. Like somehow, the universe just magically delivers you something, like a package, like, in the movies, kids movies, when they talk about the stork delivering babies, suddenly, the stork, that you got a baby, then suddenly it's like, oh, you got that money then, oh, you got that chunk of time, oh, you have that person that came into your life. No, it begins in this moment, in this time, knowing that you only have this moment right here, right fucking now. Knowing that there is an expiry date for your time here on earth, at least. I do not believe that we go into the earth and we become part of the earth. Yeah, our physical body does, but our spirit lives on forever. That's what I believe to be true. That might be different for you. However, we're here in this suit, this body, this physical body, going through this earth school, for us to learn certain things, for us to be able to serve, for us to be able to share, for us to be able to experience different things. And are we going to awaken to what that is, knowing that, yeah, there's an expiry date on all of us, and we don't know when that is. And we can, again, look at this tragic thing that's just happened, and so go, oh, life is so short. Yes, and what will you choose to do to get the biggest, I don't want to use the word biggest. What will you do to live fully today? What will you do to live fully today? This isn't about becoming, it could be about these things, but I think what I often hear from my clients is that when people think of this, they think of it as like, it's got to be like a big home run thing. Like they go, I become a multimillionaire. I become this, I have this killer body. I write this book. Maybe they're kind of, write book isn't in there because anybody can write a book now in the world that we now live in. But, they're looking for some big, significant, quote unquote, big, significant thing. But I'm going to have you consider that every moment that you choose to live consciously in the present moment, continuing to work on yourself, continuing to face the stuff that is not fun to face, continuing to heal through these past wounds that we all have had as children growing up, to continue to take responsibility for these things and to clear things and to forgive and to let go and to get clarity and to listen to our intuition that is guiding us. The spiritual GPS, as I was explaining to the women that were at my Women Wanting More retreat this past weekend, the guiding compass in your life that's helping you. And ultimately for you to get out of your goddamn head and into your heart. Will you do that today? All you got to do is decide for it today. And this isn't about, by the way, never drifting, never falling off course. Everybody does. Slip and check, slip and check, slip and check. I've fallen off course again. Okay, let me get back on again. Let me give myself grace. What did I learn from that experience? Cool. Let me now use that, what I learned from that experience, and now move forward. So now the time that I fall off track again, I'm very aware of it. I'm not unconscious. I don't wake up and it's 10 years later. I go, oh, man, I had this conversation. I said these things. That wasn't kind. I felt it in the moment. It just didn't feel like me. I felt myself going back to that old program and that pattern and just reactive. I learned from that. Let me have the conversation with that person. I'm sorry. I said some things which were not kind. I sincerely apologize. How can I make this right with you right now? And then we have that conversation with ourselves and we forgive ourselves. And then we have that new experience, which has been built into this like wisdom that's building inside of us as the years move on. I always found it was such an interesting question when people have asked me over the years, not so much recently, but have asked me over the years of like, what are your, like, where have you gone to like training and stuff to be a life coach and to run these events and stuff? And I just look at them and I don't mean it with there's definitely in the past it would be a bit of a bravado, a bit of a fuck you, questioning me, right? That's my ego stomping and screaming. No, don't tell me that I don't have permission to do this. But the truth really is, and when I would say this, and I know it would sometimes land like flippant, but what is my qualifications? Life, sister. 50 years on the planet. A lot of shit have gone through my life, like we all have. And it's not because I'm some kind of special snowflake, because everybody has this capability. It has this opportunity. You have this invitation in front of you to say, you know what? I've been through these things and they've sucked and they've been hard and some of them have been horrible. And yes, they haven't been fair and just like these lives that were lost yesterday in that helicopter. And what am I going to choose to do from this? How am I going to choose to grow from these experiences? What are the lessons that I am being given? Who are the messengers that are coming to me with these messages? For me to open up and see, so that I don't constantly live in this state of reactivity, pointing the finger, saying that person did this and this one did that, and blaming and victim and... You feel me? Nobody did anything to you. All these experiences are happening for us, and we will not be able to see that until we choose to really understand that, yeah, life is short, and man, what a gift. Like, what a gift. We woke up with breath in our body today. Those people in the helicopter did not. I want that to really land for you. We have life today. Not everybody gets this opportunity today. They don't. So we've been given this incredible gift called life. And what are we going to choose? Because your life is all about choices. What are we going to choose to do with it? What are we going to choose? How are we going to choose to see experiences that were really difficult and challenging? And maybe the ones we're currently in. And guess what? The ones that will happen later in life, in the future. Because this is a piece of life. It's kind of like when we think that the ultimate game, the destination is happiness and peace and never having any quote-unquote problems. That's kind of like thinking that you going to the gym, keeping yourself in great physical shape, maybe like lifting weights, This will become really lifting weights and going, oh no, but I should never ever feel soreness in my body. No, that's the nature of your body shifting and changing. Muscles forming. They're pushed to the point of like, exertion and to those limits. And then there's a breakdown, and then there's a repair of the muscle, and then there's growth. Okay? This is synonymous to life. So please stop thinking that the ultimate destination, number one, there is no destination. There's no there. There's just this moment. But that the ultimate destination is to never have challenges in life. That would actually be the worst thing that could ever happen to you. Now, yes, you don't want to get stuck in a place where you are just a magnet for drama and you're creating stuff. We've all been there before too, right? But the things that are coming up to you, through you in your life, are all there for you to grow, to learn, to wake up and remember who you truly are. So we can again see experiences like this, incredible, heartbreaking, devastating tragedy. And go, oh, again, hug your loved ones. Don't forget to tell people you love them. Don't hold back. And then a week from now, it'll just pass and we'll go right back to those old patterns. Or we can choose for this to be a pivotal moment. A pivotal moment. A gift for you to see. I don't know when my time here on earth is done. So I'm going to live every day as if I remember that. And I'm going to squeeze the juice out of life. It doesn't mean you have to be moving at 1,000,000 miles an hour, by the way. Okay? This isn't about cramming all sorts of stuff into your day. It's about remembering who you are. Because when you show up as who you fully are, the world is better. And I don't just mean your world. Okay? Because we know when we're fully who we are better for the people that love us and we love in our life. We are better for our friends. We are better for our family. We're better for our neighbors, our community. We're better for our businesses and our work. Like there's a ripple effect, right, to this. But I'm telling you, it's much bigger. This is the whole game of life. How do I be the most authentic, real me, the me who I was designed to be? You're not finding yourself, you're remembering, because it's in there. So here's your more tip for today. What is your more tip for today? There's no more tip for today. That's what my more tip is for today. There isn't one. Listen to this podcast again. There you go. Listen to it again and again and again and again. Share it up with someone that you know. This is a message that we've heard 1,000,000 times over, right? This is nothing quote unquote new, but maybe there's something about this that will connect with you right now. Maybe there's something about me telling the story. I don't know. I just speak what comes through me. I'm not attached to it. This is not about I somehow am the one to get through it. Like none of that. There's no ego with this. None of that shit. It's just like, what do you need to hear for this in you? And if there hasn't been something that's connected with you, listen to it again. Listen to it again. Listen to it again. And then share it up. There's your more tips. So there you go. There is actually more tip, but there's your more tip. Okay, listen, finishing up, I have 2 very exciting things to share with you. Number 1, I'm opening up. So I was doing one-on-one coaching for a while, but I haven't for some time as I've been preparing for and just completed the Women Wanting More retreat this past weekend with 3 amazing women who I sincerely love and appreciate and honor the deep work that they did. And I know that the ones that were there know exactly who I'm speaking to. So love to you all. What an honor that was. But with that, I am now having 3 spots that are opening up for one-on-one coaching. Okay, so this is for you if you feel like you were at this crossroad, like you're hearing this episode, you're like, yeah, Karen, this is good, but I don't know what to do. Like, I am so stuck and lost. I've tried all these things. Like, I don't know. And I know it's costing me significantly right now. And I get it. I hear this. And I know that, there's so much time that I have on this earth. And I need some help. I'm raising my hand and I'm like, please help me. Please support me in being able to figure this out of what I want to do and how I'm going to live the rest of my life. Okay. If any of this is speaking to you, this is exactly what one-on-one coaching is all about. Okay. And you're ready to invest in you. You're like, enough is enough. I'm wasting so much time, energy, money trying to figure this out on my own. And by the way, you don't have to do this alone. It's not the way it was designed to be. Okay. So here's what you need to do. Send me a text message. Okay. Very easy. 250-589-4811 and say, Karen, I'd like to apply for one-on-one coaching. That's it. There's 3 spots. That's it. Because there's a lot of energy that's intensive. I'm opening up those 3 spots only for 3 women. They're just like, let's go. Okay, let's go. Help me, support me along this. So send me a text, 250-589-4811. It is by application only, so you will apply. So send me a text, 250-589-4811, and say, Karen, I'd like to apply for one of those 3 spots, one-on-one coaching, and I will respond to you soon after that. Okay? In addition, if this is not you, by the way, which is actually the majority of you, okay, so you might be hearing this, you're like, oh, I'm not really quite sure, and da-da-da. Then I have something else for you, which is what I created at the beginning of this year, which is called the More Club. Okay, it's a way for you to get support and tools and resources of things like mindset skill training, seeing interviews with powerful female leaders that are out there to support us as women, bonus podcast episodes that, by the way, you get to design. Okay, they actually don't come out in the regular podcast feed, but they're only within this, which is the More Club. Okay, the More Club. It is like the after party of the podcast. So for so many of you that say like, oh, I love the podcast, like I want to get more, than here, I can't wait for each episode, the More Club is perfect for you. Okay, so there's all sorts of amazing benefits that are inside that, recommended monthly reading list. Like when you go in there, you'll see them, okay? And guess what? Here's the craziest part. It starts at $2 a month, okay? I'm not missaying that. $2, $5, and $10 a month. That's it. You just go in, you pick the tier that's going to serve you, and you'll be able to actually have access to some of the great benefits like right away. Okay, so here's what you need to do. To join the More Club, go to patreon.com/women wanting more. Okay, Patreon, patreon.com/women wanting more. Patreon.com/women wanting more. And you can join the More Club today. And I would love to have you join us and really see this community, this exciting community grow. All right, sister. I will see you on the next episode. A life of more really is one step away from you knowing that life is short and living it to its fullest every single day. I love and appreciate you.
To get the show notes of each Women Wanting More episode, including the How to Get More tip, subscribe to the newsletter at drkarenosburn.com/newsletter.